LNG companies have been put on notice after the release of a report that revealed gas exporters are putting jobs and businesses at risk due to massive price hikes and record East Coast shortages next year. The ACCC report found LNG companies were predicted to drive shortages of 10% of domestic demand next year, despite banking profits on the back of $70 billion in exports over 12 months. The Albanese government is insisting the exporters plug a 56 petajoules shortfall in the market or face sweeping regulatory intervention.
Having survived a scare without mass blackouts in June, Australia's energy market could be in for a more enduring shock. The ACCC warn of lingering supply gaps well into the new year.
Obviously, suggestions of a shortfall are concerning.
The same kind of gap which, in part, contributed to the unprecedented suspension of Australia's electricity market. Labor placing blame at the feet of producers, who they claim have chased profits in the international market at the expense of Australian consumers.
We recognise, for example, that the gas producers have got some of the best market conditions that they've had in quite some time. I think they can do more in responding to what they're saying.
More than 7 weeks into an urgent review, the government's finger remains firmly on the so-called gas trigger. Using it would require producers to keep more Australian gas on shore for a time of crisis. Sky News understands a consultation period will begin within days, but no sign yet of the trigger being pulled.
We do need to make sure that an Australian resource that is being extracted by multinational companies, provided to international clients, is not pricing out Australian industry and households.
No shortage, though, of political will from the government to legislate its 2030 emissions target. It remains locked in negotiations with the Greens, still seeking assurance of their support.
There has been some shifts that have been made, but the government is making it very clear that they want more coal and gas.
Labor's refusal to endorse a moratorium on new fossil fuel projects remains a key roadblock.
And I think it's ultimately a position that's untenable.
Turning the switch off quickly does imperil jobs and economic prosperity for the country.
A vote in the House is expected this week. Canberra's climate wars not yet settled. Cameron Redden, Sky News, Canberra.